Kia Underwoods in Colchester have kindly lent me this Kia EV6 to review. It's a purpose-built electric car, and in the UK it's priced from between £41,000 and £52,000. It comes in 4 trim levels: the base Air level, then GT Line, then GT Line S, and later we're going to be getting a special GT model with 577 brake horsepower, and that can get from 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 3.5 seconds. However, that one will be priced at more than £52,000. Now that you've had a good look around the car, let me know in the comments how you think it looks. I like how they've integrated the reverse light into these plastic sticky out styling things. I also like how the rear light bar doubles up as a boot spoiler. The roof spoiler looks cool, and it has an air gap, as you can see. It also has very strong hips, like a Porsche. I'm not such a fan of this point. It can be lethal. I've closed the boot a few times. As I've walked away, whacked my hand on it, and it's electric boot though. I guess that's handy. Not if you're in the way though. It's also worth noting that this car looks better in reality than it does in pictures or in video, particularly this area. In pictures and video, this looks a little bit big and bold, but in reality, it's quite svelte. And this shape, the way it swoops down like this towards the back, I know is very aerodynamic. I don't know the drag coefficient, but I'm guessing it's in the 0.2s, which is good. Before the GT model comes along, we have just 2 different power variants. We have the rear-wheel drive with 226 brake horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque, available from just 0 RPM as it's an electric car. That gets from 0 to 62 miles an hour in just 7.3 seconds. Then there's the all-wheel drive variant with 321 brake horsepower and 605 Newton meters of torque, again available from just 0 RPM. That gets from 0 to 62 miles an hour in only 5.2 seconds. They can all do over 300 miles on a full charge and can charge up to 350 kilowatts, which future-proofs the car. I don't actually know which variant this is. I've just picked up the keys. They haven't told me. I guess when I put my foot down, I'll find out. How easy is it to get a good position in the driver's seat? Or how easy is it to get in the driver's seat? Door opens nearly 90 degrees from the car. It's nice and easy to get in. The seat is as far back as it will go. I can touch the pedals, but I can't really press them. Let's see how close I can get. Seats are really comfy though. Vegan leather apparently. Not that there's much leather, it's mostly fabric, but they are vegan. Oh, there we go. It stops before my knees have touched the dashboard, and I am very close. You could be quite short and still get comfortable in this. What about height? Let's see how high it will go. Well, my head is now touching the ceiling. I'm 5'10", 178 centimeters. And how about how low it will go? At the moment, I've already got that much headroom, and I've got about that much headroom when the seat is as low as it will go. You can also tilt the seat. So you can tilt it like this forwards to lean yourself forward quite a lot, or you can tilt yourself backwards. What about this steering wheel? That's as far out as it will go. To be honest, I'd like that a bit closer. Doesn't really go in much. There's not much adjustment in and out. Up and down, that's about average. All in all though, I think most people of most sizes will be able to find a comfortable position in this car. There's something I forgot to mention actually, lumbar. This car has good lumbar. If you like lumbar, you'll like this seat. Oh, just what the doctor ordered. Now for the rear, let's open the door. That's a near 90 degree, and that is a lot of room. This is like a long luxury saloon car. Oh, that feels comfy. Nice comfortable seat. Materials back here, they feel identical to the front. I can get my feet under the seat in front, and I have oodles of knee room, and that's in my 5'10" driving position. Got USB ports here on the sides of these front seats. That is a 2-stage heated seat button. I have heated seats back here. Didn't expect that. I'm impressed. What about the middle seat though? Oh, no. No, thank you. That's not very comfortable. Got nowhere to put my feet too, so I have to sit like this. And my shoulders are properly eating into the seats either side of me. So for a really long journey, 4 people, great. 5 people, keep it to short journeys. In the rear, you also get air vents that you can adjust and turn on and off and vary the airflow. You get a pouch behind the driver's seat and the passenger seat, which is nice because quite often you only get that behind the passenger seat. And this is what those USB ports look like on the sides of the seats. Not seen that before. I think it's quite a neat idea. The middle seat comes down for some through loading, and we get some cup holders back here. Also a nice armrest. Boot space is 490 litres, which is on the small size for this size of car, but it's still quite a large boot. It has a flat floor and storage under here for the cables and for this parcel shelf. But I can't figure out how to fit it under there, so I'm going to put that down here. Also, if you want to lower the seats, you have to employ your legs to walk around here. You can't do it from the back. And when you have done this marathon of exercise to lower these seats, you have, I don't know how much space because I can't find the literage anywhere in the literature, but you have that much space, and it is flat, and I think you can agree that's quite long and big. Look what I found, a lever that I can pull and it lowers the rear seats. As an accessory, you can get this rubber mat to protect the boot and also some rubber protection for the back of the seats. There are 4 tie-down anchors around the boot and the extendable parcel shelf so people can't see your belongings. As it's an electric car, it gets a front boot, which people are starting to call a fruit. Get it? In America, it's called a front trunk. To get to the fruit on this car, you have to do it from the driver's area, like you would do a normal bonnet. And you do have one of those latches under here that you have to know where it is to open it. Then we have this box which you can open, and you either get 52 litres of storage or 20 litres of storage. And given that this looks like the larger 52 litre one, I'm guessing this is the lower powered variant because it's the lower powered variant that gets the larger boot, or should I say fruit. Now for a detailed overview of the interior. Quality, that's soft. That's soft, that's nicely padded, that's hard. Although you think it's going to be soft, it looks soft because this is, but no, that is hard. And this is hard too. And that's felt lined, which is good. Perfect size for a ½ litre bottle. Has a Meridian surround sound system, which is good, but not great. The lows could have more depth. Memory seats here, door handle, nicely damped. Close the door, sounds good and makes the outside quieter. Lots of black, piano black plastic, which is already badly scratched, even though the car only has 1,500 miles. You can change the brightness of the LCD displays here, access the charging port, open and close the boot. Here's your parking brake and your electronic stability program. Nice little mood light here. No way to control how much air is coming out of the individual vents. If you move it to the right, it's off. Move it to the left, it's on, and then you can direct it, but you can't control the airflow. That's hard, that's hard. These are all hard plastics. Steering wheel, 2-spoke, with some more black piano black plastic buttons. I always say black piano for some reason, but it's piano black, not black piano. And a drive mode button here. These 2 buttons are customizable. You have your paddles here. These feel glorious. They're really silky smooth at the back. Feel like high quality pieces of metal. If you pull this one, you get your regen. Gives you more regen, and this one gives you less. If you pull this enough, it will go into 1 pedal mode. The stalks feel nice, nicely damped. And when you put your left indicator on, you get something here for your left blind spot, a little window here for your left blind spot. And then your right indicator gives you your right blind spot, although should be more to the side to be a blind spot. That's more like what you get out of a low dipped mirror. This is your LCD display here. You can change this middle bit with this button. Compass, tire pressures. This is for the automatic steering. And then back to the economy, 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour, but that's just because of how I've been using it. It should be a lot better than that. You have your speed here, how many miles you have left, and your charge there. All models get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay standard, and the screens are very responsive. So Quite pleased with that. Some nice pattern here on the dashboard, more hard plastic, but it does feel good quality. Mood lighting again. There's your vents that you can't control, only on and off and direction. And then we have some touch buttons, no knobs. Well, there is a couple of knobs, but mostly touch buttons. So you've got your map, your nav, your radio, and if you press, also your volume knob, very important to have a volume knob, but when you press this button, that volume knob becomes dual zone climate control, which I don't know how that will work long term if you were to live with the car, having to switch to that to be able to do your volume. I suppose you can leave it on that, but I think it's good to have a dedicated volume button in my opinion. Moving to here, we have some ventilated seats. Very nice. You can feel the cool air blowing through the seat, and that's three stage heated seats, heated steering wheel, and the whole thing gets warm, you'll be pleased to know, although the bottom not quite as warm as the sides and the top. Let's turn it off. It's how you turn the car on and off. This is your rotary drive selector. Foot on the brake, and then it's D, ready to go. R to reverse, P to park. Auto hold so it doesn't move on a hill. And you have a 360 camera on this model. If I press that button, see behind, and you can see all the way around, which is actually really handy, and you can turn it off just by pressing the same button again. If you have had enough of the sound of your reverse sensors, you can press this and that makes them quiet. This is a wireless charging pad. Couple of cup holders here, perfect for a half-litre bottle. Some more storage here, not enough for a bottle. And this is very firm, but has very deep padding, this armrest. You can't control where it is, forwards or up and down, but it's quite comfy. Opening up, big storage box in there. No light or cooling or USB port. It's just a basic storage box. Over here we have rear view mirror, which is dimming. They don't look like they're dimming though. They don't automatically dim, but this one does dim, so you don't get blinded by bright lights at night. We have a sunroof. Wow, electronic. Pull this back and that opens the blind, and then it opens the roof. You can have it all the way back like this, or you can just tilt the back up to get some airflow. Let's do that, and now automatically close. You can leave the blind open if you want. It's a bit different, this car, because look at this. Space, but then there's nowhere really to put your leg over there, so you don't really notice this space, but it makes it easier, I guess, to access this storage down here where I've got my massive phone, which is plugged into the car for Android Auto. You've got a 12-volt socket there, some USBs, 1, 2, 3, and there's 2 at the back, so 5 USB ports. This is big, and yeah, it has got a rubber mat, so things aren't going to move around as much. In the rear you do have a door bin, which is also mood lit, and it is perfect for a half-litre bottle as well. Seats are very comfortable, although they do have a very strange looking headrest. However, it is comfortable. It's not like it sticks out and makes the driving experience not very nice. It looks like it might. It looks like it's going to prod your head forwards, but it doesn't actually do that. I don't notice it when I'm not looking at it. When I look at it, I think it does look strange. I want to show you a bit of a gimmick. If I press this mode button here, press it twice, I get sound effects, sounds of nature, open air cafe, rainy day, calm ocean waves. I don't know why you'd want this warm fireplace, but if you like that, there it is. The glove box is a fairly decent size, as you can see, has a light in it. It is kind of damped, but it still falls down with a little bit of a thud. Now for some driving. I'm going to start with manoeuvres. Put the seatbelt on. Pleased to know that the seatbelt is height adjustable. And foot on the brake, twist that to D. Handbrake automatically comes off. If I come off the foot brake, does it move? Yes, it creeps. And I can control the speed with the brake. Into reverse, rear visibility, not very good, but then no cars are really good these days. Off the brake, yes, it creeps. Can control it with the brake very easily, actually. It's very easy to stay slow. Got that nice, accurate control. So, Let's see the steering. That's 1 turn, 1.3 turns for fully turned. Get the 360-degree camera here. This one isn't so good though, it's quite blurred round here, but the overview, the bird's eye view one is very useful. And let's have a go at the turning circle. That's impressive. For such a big car, that's good. I'm going to say that's 11 meters, maybe less. And the steering, very light. Easy car to maneuver. Easy to switch between reverse and forwards. Light steering, and with the cameras and the dipping mirrors. The mirrors automatically dip to help you see what's behind. One of the easier cars to maneuver, despite its size. I'm very impressed with this. I've come to the hill, and I'm going to stop before this Vauxhall Corsa here on this steep hill and see how easy it is to stop and how easy it is to move away. So I'm going to get quite close to it. And there we go, that'll do. I'm off the brake. Does it roll back? No, it holds me. So it doesn't roll back at all, even though auto hold isn't pressed. So let's see, I want to move away from here. No one's coming. So easy, just using the gas pedal now, or should I say the electric go pedal, off the go pedal, and it stops but doesn't roll back. Bit more go pedal, it moves. Bit less go pedal, it doesn't. This is seriously the easiest car I've driven for maneuvering and hill starts. Now I'm going to launch it. I'm going to put it into sport mode. No one coming. Let's go. Okay, 20, 30, 50, and that's about 60. Definitely the lower powered model. You can tell that's not 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Pleasant though, very smooth. There's a bit of a sound. I think that is artificial. It's being piped through the speakers. I may actually be able to turn that off. Off the gas pedal or go pedal, slows down at the moment like a normal petrol car. The brake pedal, very firm. That's a nice brake pedal. Responsive go pedal, of course. It's electric. Let's try these regen modes. So there we go, again, and that's the maximum, I think. Slowing down like I'm using the brakes gently. It feels very solid, it feels very planted. It's a 2-ton car. The lower powered model has slightly under 2 tons, and the higher, or is under 2 tons, and the higher powered model is just over 2 tons. I think it's about 100 kilos difference. The 1 pedal mode that I'm in now is quite aggressive. There's a lot of braking there. Really don't need to use the brakes along this country road at all with 1 pedal mode. There you go, slowing down to the speed limit. The new speed limit, easy peasy, no braking needed. I've found this sound, it's called active sound design. I'm going to press it off and see if it still makes a sound when I'm driving. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little drive through town to a dual carriageway. I'm going to reset this trip computer like that, there we go, to see what miles per kilowatt hour it does, and also what it's like to drive in town, particularly through traffic. Not sure if I like the 1 pedal mode, but that's probably because I'm just so used to using the brakes. So I'm going to reduce that. There we go, that's better. So the gas pedal doesn't feel so sensitive when you come off the go pedal. I don't like the fact it slows down so much. It's because I'm not used to it. I'm used to coming off that pedal and the car sort of gently slowing down. Also, I'm still in sport mode. Let's put that to normal. It says at the moment in normal mode I have 112 miles of range, sport mode 109 miles left, and eco 116. So there is a little bit of difference between the two, but I'm going to do this little drive in normal road. Something I will say is that the suspension is mildly firm, but it's not uncomfortable, and it doesn't have much in the way of body roll. The car is very solid. It has a very planted feel. The steering wheel, well, that's okay. It's got a good thickness to it, but these spokes are huge, and as a result I find it difficult to get my fingers around the steering wheel as I normally would, particularly when I'm in a straight line like this. I feel like my fingers here kind of have nowhere to go can't go under the paddles, can't go under here. I kind of just have to keep them like this. Can't grip the steering wheel as I would like to. Cruise control, is that on? Yep, there we go. That's easy to use, can go faster, slower, and it's all displayed on the heads-up display, and it does keep me a distance from the car in front. In traffic, I've noticed it does actually bring me to a full stop in traffic, but then it won't get going again once the traffic starts going. I have to either press the gas, or go pedal I should say, there's no petrol in this car. I have to press the go pedal a little bit, or I have to click the cruise control switch up again. I don't have to keep clicking it or keep pressing the go pedal, I just have to press it once and then it will start going again and follow the car in front. The lane assist is not very good. That is best left off. It tends to just turn the car from left to right constantly, and you can just feel the steering wheel tug at you left to right all the way down the road. It's not like the Tesla Model 3 where it actually does keep you in a straight line within your lane. It kind of bounces from side to side. Seems to be a bit of a head turn of this car. When people see it, they do turn and look at it. I think it's because it's new. It does look a little bit different to your average car. I think it does look a little bit special as well. Just went over some nasty bumps. Now, although I said the suspension on this is quite firm, it dealt with them nicely, rounded them off, didn't crash, it was comfortable. I was successful in managing to turn off that fake engine sound, or should I say futuristic spacecraft sound. It is completely quiet now, apart from a little bit of road noise, a little bit of wind noise, and the occasional thud when you go over a bump. This really is a serene and quiet place to spend time, especially on this road. This is a smooth road that generates little road noise. Can't hear much at all. The car's not rattling. The most annoying thing was this bottle that was here. That kept rattling there like this. I put it in the felt lined holder down there, and now I think I could hear a pin drop. I think the loudest thing is my hands on this steering wheel. The radar guided cruise control is working now. Slowed me down behind this van. Now approaching a roundabout. Traffic in front is slowing down gently, keeping me a nice distance. I'm going to start braking now because the van's starting to accelerate and I need to slow down and have a look myself. There is cars coming round. It is smooth, it's a smooth system. The radar cruise control is good, but the steering, as I said earlier, not very good at all. That doesn't mean the actual steering is bad. The steering feels average. Here we go, I'm behind this car now. Radar cruise control on. It slowed me down to 10 miles an hour, 9. Car in front's starting to accelerate again. And we're starting to accelerate too. It's smoothing out the acceleration. So if the car in front accelerates quickly or brakes harshly, it tends to smooth it out a little bit and use the buffer zone without braking as hard as the car in front. Oh, got a red light now. Let's see what happens. So I'm slowing down behind this red Jaguar. 20 miles an hour. 10 miles an hour. 3, 2, 1, and it says 0, but I'm still moving. But now a complete stop. A near chauffeur stop. There is a little jolt at the end of the stop. When the light goes green, it won't go. It even says here I need to either press this switch or press the go pedal. So now they're moving. Press the go pedal, starts accelerating again for me. Oh, and the heads up display also shows me what's in my blind spot. I've got a red marker on the left to tell me this yellow Mini is on my left, and the same thing does happen on the right as well. And of course, if I now indicate, I get the blind spot on the left here, although I don't really think that's the proper blind spot. That is more just behind. After this little town drive then, I've done 4.4 miles. A lot of it is uphill, to be fair to the car. And I've managed to achieve, should I say, 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, which isn't bad considering the driving I've just been doing. I'm about to go on the dual carriageway, so I'm going to reset it again. That's how you reset it. and do some motorway miles, 70 mile an hour miles, and see how efficient it is there, see what it's like. Entering the slip road now, so 70 miles an hour, foot flat to the floor, and there's 70. Merge with the traffic, lovely big wing mirrors make it easy, and I don't really trust this blind spot screen down here, and it's warning me that I'm moving into lane 1 when someone is inevitably in lane 2, which is a bit of a false alarm. I prefer just using the mirror and having a quick sideways glance. I think that's easier. I don't trust these blind spot cameras. I don't think they're showing me the whole picture. Okay, I just tested out the blind spot camera. I put the indicator on as someone was passing me, and as they went out of view in this mirror, I could see them in the blind spot mirror. So they do show me the lane next to me. But if it was 3 lanes wide, would it show me lane 3 if I was in lane 1? I don't know, because the blind spot gets bigger the further away you get from your side. The blind spot's more to your side than behind. The mirrors pretty much get everything behind you. It's more further to the side of you that you can't see. At 70 miles an hour, there is less road noise than usual, less wind noise than usual, obviously no engine noise. It's very quiet. I could drive for hours in this car, especially with the radar guided cruise control, and not feel fatigued. The radar cruise control on its furthest distance keeps me quite a long way from the car in front. He's just gone past that sign. That feels like a 2 to 3 second gap. I'll try and count this time. I'll go past that sign now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so just over 3 second gap. And I can adjust the distance with this button here. And now just put it to its closest setting. Let's see what it does on its closest setting. So I'm catching the car in front now. I'll get back to you when it's finished catching it, because it is doing it very gradually. Okay, he's going to go under the bridge now. 1, so that's about a 1 second gap. So not quite enough of a gap on the closest setting for me, for my comfort, but you do have the option there from about a 1 second gap to a 3 second gap at these speeds. This is a fantastic family car. You may say it should be. It's over £40,000, but cars are getting more expensive these days. It does all you could ever really want it to do. This is the GT Line S, so it's the top trim level currently available, apart from that GT model that we can't yet get, but it has the lower powered drivetrain at 226 brake horsepower. But what you need to remember is it is electric, and electric cars are more expensive than petrol and diesel cars still, and I think this does represent excellent value for money considering all of what you're getting. Plus, this is something you cannot forget with Kia, and something I have a lot of respect for them. I have a lot of respect for them for this reason. 7-year warranty. 7-year warranty, 100,000 mile 7-year warranty. You can buy this, drive it for 7 years and not worry about breakdowns. Can't really sniff at that. Yeah, this is a fabulous radar cruise control. Someone just pulled into me quite close. This Land Rover Freelander. That is a Freelander, isn't it? No, that's the new Discovery Sport, as they're called, I believe. I can't see it, but I know they changed the Freelander to Discovery Sport. Different name, same lineage of cars. And instead of the car braking hard as that car pulled about a car length in front of me, it just gradually let the distance grow. I can't say the same for my friend's Tesla Model 3, which when someone pulls close in front of you, it hammers on the brakes rather alarmingly. Just coming off the dual carriageway now, I've done 10.1 miles between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and that included 3 slip roads. I went off and back on the dual carriageway 3 times and accelerated really hard up to 70 miles an hour. And it's saying 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour. That's neither good or bad on a motorway. So about average, that's the efficiency. You can't expect at motorway speeds really to get more than about 4 miles per kilowatt hour in an electric car. Round town you can sometimes get that. 5, that's your absolute max from a really efficient electric car when you're driving it like an angel. Oh, and when I said 5 miles per kilowatt hour driving it like an angel, I did mean around town at speeds between 20 and 30 miles per hour. You cannot expect to get 5 miles per kilowatt hour at motorway speeds between 60 and 70 in this generation of electric vehicle. Maybe in the future that could be possible, but not yet. The sun is getting low in the sky now, and there's been a few occasions when it's been shining directly on these LCD screens, but I could still see everything that I needed to see. It seems to have some kind of special coating on there to prevent glare. It goes a little bit green when the sun shines on it, but you can still see it. And if you're interested, over the last 161 miles, this car has averaged 3 miles per kilowatt hour. That's 7 hours and 11 minutes. I can't say what the driving was like because I wasn't driving it, but that's the figure that's on the screen. I would like to thank Kia Underwoods in Colchester for lending me this EV6 for review. I've used Underwoods myself to buy my Mazda MX-5 and their customer service is excellent, so I do recommend them. If you think this video is helpful and helps you learn a little bit about this Kia EV6, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to get my future videos, please subscribe. And until the next one, cheerio.